Good afternoon. A gorgeous day. So it's the 2nd of June today, and it's an absolutely gorgeous day. The sun does keep going behind the clouds, but it's boiling, so I thought I'd come out here and just sat on the grass outside my house. There's my stick den that I built in the pandemic. Still a lot of work to do on it, and the kids keep knocking it over. Anyway, so I just thought I would pop on because I've had a bit of so I thought I'd come outside, sit in the sun, and just talk to you about a quote and a little bit about what I've been up to. And I think what's really important for me at the moment is I've had this overwhelming sense and feeling of positivity and kind of things that I'm looking forward to. And I think something has kind of clicked in my head. A lot has happened this week where I've kind of been able to get things out of my system. And although the start of May wasn't the best, quite for a few weeks, towards the end of May, I found that I was waking up to things in my senses and coming to terms with things as well. And it's just been nice to kind of have that time to recenter myself. I've spoken before about recentering, and do you know what, when I spoke about it before and I thought, right, this is what I need to do, I didn't really know how to do it or what that actually means. But I think when you can kind of get back into that centre and get that focus back, and you reflect back on what it is you've done to get there, you kind of get a sense of what that does mean and what it means to you about having those boundaries and coming to terms with stuff that have affected you for quite a while, professionally and personally. And I think recentering for everyone is different. Everyone will do it in a different way. But what I have learned is, if I ever go back to that dark place, I've got an idea of what I need to do. And absolutely, it's about setting boundaries, something which I never used to do. And I really, really have put those in place. And, you know, it's been quite life-changing. So the end of May come, and at the weekend, I went climbing Snowdon. So me and my husband, Matt, he drove me down to Wales. He knew that I needed to get out in nature, and the last time I kind of felt really crappy, I went on the Poshuman weekend and really connected to nature, and oh my god, did it help. Now what I didn't realise is I probably needed to do something similar like that again, and Matt, who is like my hero, actually drove me down, and it was, again, not life-changing, because I didn't really need to change my life. I needed to recenter my mind and think, right, I need to start thinking more positively, and I need to come to terms with what's happened to me. I was clinging on to it for far too long. So we drove down on the Saturday. I think it was Saturday, or it might have been Friday. Can't remember, I've lost track of days. And when we got there, we just went to a few pubs. I bought a new book called it's Welsh Folk Tales. I just thought it'd be interesting. It had a really pretty cover. And then we had camping food at the side of the tent, and we actually camped right at the bottom of Snowdon, and so it was just lovely. And we got up at 4:30 the next morning, packed up and set off on our walk. Before we actually got to the bottom of the mountain where the trail starts, we was walking up the road. It was about probably nearly a mile walk, and at the side of the road there were all these different things, everything just nature related, and it was dead mad because you was walking up the road, and on one side it was all the mountains were like dead grey and stony, and on the other side everything was dead green, and just the I just clicked the camera off by accident, so I hope when I put the videos together it worked. So it was a complete contrast. and both sides very, very beautiful, but we chose to stay walking on the right hand side of the road where it was very green. So anyway, we was walking up this road, and right at the side of the road I saw one of the stars that I'd seen on the post-human weekend, and I was so bloody excited when I saw this, because when I come home from the post-human weekend, after making the connection in the task that we did there, it really made me happy, like so happy. And it was like the star was meant to be there. And this happened again at a time when I was feeling really, really crappy, and I was so excited. And then we saw these little plants, and they had like white fluff on them. I've never seen them before, but I'm gonna just put my collection of photos together in the next few days, but they were like little fairies or angels, and they were just beautiful. So anyway, we got to the mountain, and yeah, that was a hard walk, and I remember climbing the mountain and thinking, right, each step is a bit of the negativity coming out of me, and I made it to the top, and it was brilliant just to be out there. Was out there all day, and just that connection to nature. You know, you can hear people say, oh, that won't work, that's not going to help, but it does so much. Challenging yourself to do something as well, it helps, and it doesn't fix everything, but what can happen is you start to see things in a different light, and maybe come at certain issues with a different mindset. And my hair's really fluffy, isn't it? And that is so important when you're going through shit. It really is. And yeah, so I had a bit of an awakening, and then on the Monday, what did I do on Monday? Oh, I was at home on Monday, then Tuesday I spent time with family all day. So again, connecting with family, friends, it just makes such a big difference. So I feel like all them toxins that have been in my body mentally, I'm seeing them in a different light. And a lot of it has been released this week. So when it got to yesterday and I got up, it was like, yes, it's the 1st of June. Yes, I feel so much better in myself, and it's June, and I'm starting my new job in June, and I have been so looking forward to it. So I'm absolutely buzzing that it's June. It's the 2nd of June today. I still feel fab, but I'm going to take it one day at a time. But I'm feeling super positive. So what I would like to share with you today, after me just talking your heads off, I'm just going to pop my camera down here a minute, if I can. So I'm going to talk to you about a word and a little quote. I just pulled this off my door so I could come outside with it, but it'll go back on. It can be fixed. It's only temporarily not there. So this is a quote with a lovely little rainbow, and we love rainbows. They're positive, and it reads, some days will test you more than others. Sometimes you will be able to rise to the challenge, and other times you will need to step down to preserve your strength. And both of those are brave and valid. And this is a quote from Laura Jane Illustrations, which I printed off. Okay, and this quote really resonated with me because, as you know, I've had some really testing days, and we all do. We all go through those testing days, and I think what I spent a lot of my time doing is beating myself up over those testing days, like, should I really be going through this? Is this my fault? How can I stop feeling like this? And do you know what I've learned? What the biggest lesson I've learned is yeah, it happened. However, let yourself feel that way. It's got to ride itself out. It will stay with you, that feeling, but you've got to feel it. I think for me, that's what has happened to me. So because I've felt it, and it's rode itself out of me, I've been able to come to terms with that. Now, it shouldn't have happened in no way, shape or form. In the first place, I should never have felt like I felt for the last 9 months. However, it's okay that I did, and I've learned some huge lessons about it in terms of trust, the loyalty of people, and a lot about myself. So sometimes, yeah, you are going to have good days, and other days are going to be challenging. So ride that challenge out, because you will get past it. You absolutely will. And I think what's important as well, what I read from this quote, is that when times do get challenging, take that step back, have those boundaries, try and rest or do something for you, do yourself, because it's so important, and it's not selfish, it's important. And then try and save that energy, rest, save that energy, and days do absolutely get brighter, they do. And you know, however you handle a negative situation or a negative time, every moment you're being brave, you really are, even though at the time you feel like, you know, you're not being brave. Or I remember thinking, my God, I'm so weak, I'm this, I'm that. No, especially when it's been done to you, you ride that time out and you let yourself have valid feelings for what has been done to you, and take a step back, set your boundaries. And it's okay to be vulnerable, it really is, and you will learn something each time. So I wanted to share that one. I really like it because it's got a rainbow. And the words, I have a word, I've got lots of words. I've just been giggling how to pronounce this, and I've forgotten already. That's me, forgetful Stace. So this word is Aesthete. I think that's how you pronounce it. The guy on YouTube, I listened to him over and over again, and I've still forgot. Anyway, Aesthete. So it's a noun, and this is someone who cultivates an unusually high sensitivity to beauty, as in art or nature. And I thought that is perfect for today, because I've really been connecting with nature. It's also half term as well, and I'm sure, especially today, I'm sure many of you are out on nice walks with family and friends and spending time outside. So for me, this word is like so me at the moment. I am this. I always have been, but I always return back to it, to nature when I feel it's needed. And not only that, this is something I need to say. I was thinking about this before when I was climbing Snowdon at the weekend. Oh, that's Casper playing rugby. When I was climbing Snowdon at the weekend, what really struck me was the amount of people that I said hello to. It's very busy up Snowdon, very busy. But every time you walk past someone, whether you're going up or down, just the friendliness of people. There isn't people walking about holding the phones. People are focused and they're connected with the surroundings. And do you know what? Just being in the size and the mass of that land and that mountain, the power of that brought people together, people who had never ever met. So being out in nature can bring so much positivity. It's like if I ever go to the shop really early in the morning, and you see people on the way to work saying morning, that can change someone's day. So all them people I said hi to on a mountain, that could have made a tiny little bit of difference to them being able to get up that mountain. Because they did to me, you know, it was exciting, like, oh, you know, Matt, there's someone coming, hello, and it can make a massive difference to someone's day, and it's just a small, nice gesture to do, isn't it? So this word cultivates an unusually high sensitivity to beauty, as in art or nature. Absolutely, that's absolutely me, and I'm sure there's many more of you who are very, very similar to that as well. And also creating art out of nature, like my stick done. Okay, so I'm going to leave that there because I've been rambling for quite a while. What do you think of this word? How have you connected to nature today? And look after yourselves. Enjoy the sun and the long weekend. Take care.